Tell me, what is your name?
My name is Brent Sledsky. I'm the California representative for the National Day of the Cowboy.
Okay, great. Now tell me about this guitar that's on a stand here.
This guitar was originally donated to us by Jeff Connor, the son of Chuck Connors.
Wow.
Multitude of different country western singers. We used it as a fundraiser for several years and finally raffled it off a year and a half ago. But it's just here to show the effort that Jeff Connors gave to the organization.
Well, how much is there that Jeff Connors?
Jeff Connors, that's what he gave to us. So there's a lot of people that give us a lot of things. That flag in the corner over there that's hanging up, that flag actually went to the International Space Station, courtesy of NASA Commander Mark Kelly, thank you, who is the husband of Senator Gabrielle Gifford from Arizona. That was the senator that was shot a couple years back.
Yeah.
She was one of our first sponsors to get us a resolution in Arizona.
Yeah.
That has grown now till just today. Kansas is signing. They are the 8th state in the country to sign a resolution in perpetuity, setting aside the 4th Saturday of every July to honor the cowboy, the National Day of the Cowboy.
Well, bravo, well done.
It's taken us 10 years so far, but we're finally really starting to gain a little traction.
I hope so, and I'll help every way I can.
Anything, just
tell me this.
In 2009, I met by accident our national director, Bethany Braley, at the Gene Autry Museum. She was talking about the National Day of the Cowboy. At that time, I just assumed California had a representative. She told me they didn't. I couldn't believe it. So I said, what can I do? So when I joined in and became that representative, doing the history and study of the cowboy of the United States, I learned so much that I thought I knew via TV and movies. Completely different story. A lot more going on. Cowboys in that era, the late 1800s, were probably one of the most inclusive group of people everywhere. It's estimated that 25% of the cowboy at that time were blacks, were African Americans right out of the Civil War. There was probably a good contingent that were also Jewish. We haven't nailed down the percentage yet, but very inclusive, and the Western migration to this country would have happened anyway, but it certainly was helped by the skills, the talents, the determination of the cowboy, willing to drive the cattle to the railheads so it could be shipped back to the east for the people that had developed a taste for beef.
Right, and this was before the Civil War.
The Civil War was kind of the defining point. After the Civil War, there was a lot of men that came out of that didn't have anything to do, but they could fight, they were strong-willed, and they could ride. And as far as the cowboy was concerned, that's all you needed. Can you work, can you ride, and can you rope? If you could do that, you were part of the group, and then you joined into some cattle drive that was usually up to 3,000 miles in 3 months of time, and you were riding from before the sun came up to after the sun went down. You usually would go through three horses a day.
No kidding.
Riding, I always say the cowboys had cast iron butts and guts to match.
And were they Mustangs? Were they wild horses that they tamed?
There was a combination of horses. There was a lot of quarter horses, a lot of Mustangs were probably used. I'm not that familiar with the breeds that were used, but there was an awful lot of horses to grab. But the cowboys that rode, they had to get their own horse and break them.
Well, I hope you didn't hurt your arm when you were riding or something.
Nope, that goes way back to a car accident.
Oh,
that's 20th century problem there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I can still ride.
Yeah.
And I volunteer with the Santa Clarita Sheriff's Department mounted posse.
Oh my God.
And also the Los Angeles Police Department has a mounted posse. I volunteer with them too.
Oh, well, thank you for all your interview, willing to go on camera for me.
I love telling the story.
And I love hearing it, and so will everybody who watches this video on YouTube eventually. For Dulcy Productions, thank you very much. Can you tell me about Van Nuys back in the day, what it was like?
Well, I grew up and I was born at Van Nuys Maternity Hospital, which I believe is now Valley Presbyterian. That's where it was kind kind of started, or it was an adjunct to it. I grew up in Pacoima until I was 7, and then I started making more money than my dad, so we moved to San Fernando. And Van Nuys, I always remember Van Nuys High School being there, and I do remember that there were a whole heck of a lot more orange trees, lemon trees. When we moved to San Fernando, we had lemon trees and orange trees in the backyard.
Yeah, my mom used to talk about that in the valley. It was so pretty. She said when you got off the train, you could smell the orange blossoms.
Ah, very cool.
But she didn't ever live out here, but when she visited.
But yeah, when visited friends, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, beautiful. And so how do you feel the valley has changed, whether good or bad now? What do you think?
Well, change is always difficult.
Yeah.
But I think most of the time it's good.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that's constant is change.
So the last name Whitaker, is that how you say it?
Whitaker.
Whitaker. That sounds like an old English name.
Very much. We're from the Midlands in England.
Oh, the Midlands.
My great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, I saw his gravestone in Blakedown Churchill outside of Birmingham. But his son, George Whitaker, came over to the United States with the Mormons and then went across the plains and was one of the well, on also my mother's side as well. My mother's and my father's side, both of them are good old pioneers. And actually, on Thursday, the 24th of July, is the day that the first train came into the Salt Lake City Valley in 1847.
Oh my God. That's an amazing thing.
So I'm a pioneer stock.
Yeah, but a lot of the English people establish themselves in the south of the U.S.
Yeah, there is a faction of Whitakers in down in Tennessee and in that area, but I think they're from a different branch, but still probably related somehow.
Oh yeah, that's fabulous. Are you doing any appearances now besides the Relics Museum?
Well, I am going to be doing a play in North Carolina. I'm playing the judge in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh my God.
And that's going to be in just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the end of September through the 5th of October. And I also am working full-time as a drug and alcohol counselor at the Lancaster State Prison.
Oh my God.
So I get to meet with some very interesting folks there.
Really? Oh, that's very charitable and wonderful of you to be doing that with your heavy schedule and probably rehearsals for the play. To Kill a Mockingbird, such a famous play, and such a prestigious position in that play.
Yeah, I'm very honored to do that.
And just fabulous to know that we have such a fine actor in front of our camera here.
Well, thank you.
Always very impressed by you, and such a fabulous child actor and a fabulous man now here in the San Fernando Valley. Has come back to his roots in a way.
Always.
And supporting the museum, San Fernando Valley Relics Museum. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.